Thank you for watching EVH Gear Discussion. Brought to you in part by VanHalenStore.com. Please be sure to subscribe.
Hey, I'm Liquid Charlie, and you're watching EVH Gear Discussion with Eric Broadbent and Mark Kazansky.
Welcome to EVH Gear Discussion, the weekly EVH talk show, officially recognized by the Van Halen News Desk, sponsored by VanHalenStore.com and our good friends at Simple Signs and Graphics. From cold and damp Ontario, Canada, my name is Eric Broadbent, your only host for this evening. I'm flying solo here this evening, and we've got our first participant over in the chat. Zach Suter is jumping in. Hey, Zach, how you doing? Happy Tuesday evening. A brief broadcast tonight, not just myself here. Mark's actually kind of close to me right now. He's on my side of the coast right now, doing some things with work, and then he's getting ready to fly out to NAMM, as am I, on Thursday. So we're really looking forward to getting down to Anaheim, California there and do our show from NAMM. It's going to be the only one of its kind from NAMM for sure. It's going to be really, really cool. Clarine Bacon-Skins jumping in the chat. Hey, Clarine, good talking with you the other day. And actually, just moments ago, literally about 10 minutes before the show, I got a message from my friend Mike Cisello from MS Custom Guitar Works. And a few times in the show here, we've talked about this device he's built me for the pedal board, and it's going to kind of work nicely in conjunction with my pedal snake to tidy up the board. And speaking of board too, this pedal board is going to be going soon too, because I've outgrown the pedal board with the gear. You've seen me doing some demos in the past couple of days, and I just don't have the room for what I need anymore. So that's going to expand. So this is all perfect timing. Got the Boss DD500 digital delay just a couple days back. Trying to think when that came in. It's not that long ago, a couple days ago. Mark and I did an unboxing of it on the show. I can't remember one day from the next. So with this device from that Mike has sent me, that's going to go on the pedal board as well. So I think that's what we'll do. I'll just say hi to everyone also over in the chat, and I'll do the unboxing, and we'll talk a little bit about what's coming up with NAMM and whatnot as well too. So as I mentioned, Zachary Suter and Clarine are in the chat. Poison Ivy, my very lovely better half, Sandra Lee, is in the chat as well. Mystery Music, Max Raider 2, Scott Tucker, and Rick Smith. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. We've got 13 people watching right now, 5 thumbs up already. I really appreciate that. I also had some good feedback from some of the videos I've done the other day, a couple little demo videos. They were more live, kind of not live like this environment, but I just shot them with the cameras as opposed to, the high-produced ones like I used to do. I'm going to get back to that very, very soon, because I consider that the throwback to when I was having some fun with like these product demos. So I'm going to do more of those, some high production value ones. Sadly, I remember how long those ones take me to produce. To do something like a 3 or 4 or 5 minute video could take me a couple hours easily, but it's worth it in the long run. So I'm going to jump into this box and see if we can open it up here, and we'll see what we got inside here. So yeah, Mike Cisello had sent me a message on Facebook and said, hey, the carrier, UPS, whatever, courier said they left it at the front door. I'm like, oh, let me go check. And sure enough, it was sitting there. So let's get this open first in case there's any kind of important papers I need to save. I'll put that aside. All right. And Mike may be jumping in the chat. I don't know. I didn't hear back from him when I messaged him back, so I'm not sure if he's at a computer or what. If he is, he can comment a little bit more about this thing. But basically, what it is it's gonna make the interfacing with all the pedals, and it's gonna work really nice with my pedal snake to clean up the board. All right, so it's got it packed very, very nice. Just show you here, like you don't get a better safe packing than this, that's for sure. Bristol Perry saying hi, and Rodney Heron, hello from Texas. Very nice to have you from Texas. Imagine your weather's probably fairly nice down there right now. Sorry for all the rustling of paper if it's noisy. You did a very good job packing this, so kudos. That's MS Custom Guitar Works. Very, very nice Ziploc bag. And Mike will be definitely the person to explain this device a lot better than me. It's very cold. It's been sitting out on my porch for a few hours, but fortunately there's nothing in here that can be damaged. So he's got his custom emblem on there, MS Custom Guitar Works. This was built for me to actually endorse his product. So I'm very excited about that. So we've got multiple ins, 1/4 inch ins. That's actually the DIN cable for the 5153 foot switch. So we're going to be building a real short, probably anywhere from a 3 to a 7 inch long, kind of male to male cable to go to the 5150 foot switch. That'll go in through here. We've got 9 volt and 18 volt ins and outs as well. So ins and outs there. That'll come off my pedal snake. And then there's those LEDs that will light up here as well too to let me know that my voltage lines are live. And then there's actually screw mounts. If I can try to show you closer, fingerprints on there because it's cold. Those screw mounts, I'll try to point to them here, 4 of them, and that can be mounted right to the board. So again, this won't go on the existing board now because there's literally no room, but I'm very excited about this. Just a nice, neat, tidy way to get everything interfaced on the board. And Mike has done some incredible stuff. Go to MS Custom Guitar Works on Facebook, and what I'll do is, I didn't put the link to his page yet in this description of the video, but I will do that and give him some direct links so you can go see his stuff. He's done some amazing things. Some of our friends that we've all talked about and we see on our various friends shows and things like that. Here, Chris Hubbard and some of those guys have got some stuff built by this guy, by Mike. He's amazing. So Mike, fantastic. You won me over on this one. I can't wait to get it hooked up. I might try to just put it off to the side of the board and give it a bit of a demo, or hook it up and see how everything works. But I trust your electronics expertise is great. So we got that today, and just yesterday I took a picture. For those of you that follow me on Facebook, my personal Facebook page. And actually, I might have even posted on the EVH Gear discussion page as well too. I posted our shirts. So a few things. When it comes to like what Mark and I do, like we both consider this like our new band. At least in my opinion, this is my new band. And when I say that, those that knew my old band before I packed it in for after we did about 12 years, I mean, we put everything, including the kitchen sink, into that band. And the music was decent. I'm not saying it was any better than anybody else's band, but with the image and everything we put into it, and like the investment, the physical investment, not to mention the monetary investment, we really wanted to look, talk to talk, as long as you can talk to talk, but still have that look that was everything. And that's what we're trying to do with this show as well too. I do feel that we back up the content of the show with, good quality content. We have good guests. We have good questions from fans in the chat like we have tonight. So we want to take it to the next level. And we literally, 1 year almost to the day, on the 14th, which was the last show that Mark and I did together. That was our anniversary, and we didn't even really discover it until 3/4 of the way through the show. I was like, hey, Mark, is today the 14th? Yep, today's the 14th. And it was 1 year ago, January 14th, 2016, that I posted that first video talking about pedals and, okay, here's how to hook up your pedals to your 5150 amps and stuff like that. And if you like these videos, give me some feedback and I'll do more. And sure enough, a year and a few days later, we're going to be broadcasting our show from NAMM. So it's very surreal. Being there as guest offender is even more surreal. So it's definitely going to be something. So we got the business cards, which you probably saw some of those. Try to put those up there. It's so hard to. I'm backwards with the camera here. So EVH Gear Discussions got Mark and I's addresses on there. So that's very, very cool. We'll be handing those out. We've also got, coming from our sponsor, we've got some stickers, same size as business card. It's basically just a giant EVH Gear Discussion logo. I think I've got like the Wolfgang body and then just the web address, I think, on that. And then Luke, our sponsor, has also sent me some decals for our mic flag. So you'll see the EVH Gear Discussion. Like when you see, you wouldn't really see it on a microphone like this, but the reporters' mics, right? And you'll see CNN or ABC or CBS. The little logos all the way around. They're either cube shaped or triangular. In my case, one I have is triangular. So we've got 3 of those. So it's going to look very, very nice on camera when we have the microphone in front of people's faces. So it's once again driving that brand home, both the brand for us and obviously I know EVH Gear will appreciate that as well too, because it's further promotion for them. This just came in. This is what's really cool. Obviously talking about taking the look to the next level. We could have just made some t-shirts, but we went a little further. We got some really high-end quality work shirts. These are, what do they call these things again? Cole Harbor. So, they're a very good quality shirt. Here's mine. I'll show you Mark's in a moment. Oh, I'm going to try to get it so you can see what the important part, the logo. So there you go. Can you see that? It's EVH. I'll try to put it in camera. Got our name on there. Where's the camera? There we go. I'm trying to get this darn collar up. It's so hard. I'm not a clothing model, that's for sure. So very, very nice. They're like a charcoal and gray, so you can see the different colors there. Very, very nice. So, it can be a little bit dressy, but not over the top. So got a couple of those for Mark and I. So that you saw mine. Well, there's nothing different between Mark's. Mark hasn't even seen his yet. He saw mine. Really, there's nothing different other than the name. So here's Mark's. Can you see that? Yep. Yeah, I showed Mark's better than mine. Let's turn it that way. It's so weird. I can't do things backwards in the mirror. Never can. It's like trying to tie a tie in the mirror. It's like, where is it? Like that. But that's Mark's. So yeah, and it's embroidered too. See if I can put that up closer. And where is that? Can you see the embroidery there? Yeah, really good job. This was done by one of my clients, actually. I run a business called Design 39 Media, and one of my clients, More Than Tees. They're literally More Than Tees. They did this mug too. EVH Gear Discussion mug. They've made those. So we've had some questions on YouTube. People asking if we're going to sell these in the store. I can't see why anyone would want to buy them with Eric and Mark on them. Maybe we can get them without the names. Or maybe if you want your own custom name, maybe we could have that as an upsell. It's something that we're not doing right now, but they are very cool. And it'd be nice to, for you guys to promote the show. So if you're interested in things like that, maybe when this video is done, it usually takes a little while for you to be able to comment on the actual video once it's done rendering. But leave a comment on the video, say, yeah, I'd like one of those shirts. And what we would do is we would get them made, and we'd only make a couple bucks on them just to offset our cost to get them to you, and make a couple dollars maybe. But we'll keep the cost low. Is if that's something you're interested in, I'll table it with Mark and see what he says. So we're going to go back and just kind of circle back a little bit on some of the questions and comments, whatnot. So going backwards, Corinne Baconskin says, very nice shirts. Thank you. Scott Tucker says, and those are extremely cool. Guitar Wannabe EVHs, I'll put my order in. All right, fantastic. Rodney Heron says, sweet. Scott Tucker saying, very cool. Dan Lopez, 2012 says, always thought the show was top notch and well worth watching. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. It means a lot when we hear things like that. Tonight's show, this example right here and now, it's just one of those things where I got to tear down the last of the gear tonight. Everything is packed off to the side for NAMM, and I've unpacked it and packed it and packed it and packed it. The only thing that's not packed is one camera. I'm going to be bringing 2 Nikon bodies and the webcam that you're looking at me right now, because it's a much better webcam that's in my laptop that I'm bringing for the mobile production studio. So once I say goodnight to you guys tonight, I'm tearing down that webcam because I do not want to fly to California without this webcam. So that's why tonight's episode was just a bit of a spontaneous, okay, let's say hi to the people that matter, that make this show. That's you guys and girls, and then tearing stuff down. Today I was a little worried. I was getting a tickle in the throat, and I still have a bit of a sore throat. And Mark has gone through some sickness. He was really sick for a bit. Sandra Lee here and little Eric were extremely sick. Sandra was sick for about a portion of a month. And I don't know how I managed to avoid it. I mean, I'm in close proximity at every moment of the day with these guys. I managed to escape it. But today I got that thing where it's you're getting the runny nose and getting a sore throat. So I'm trying to stay, hydrated somewhat. And I'm not letting this get me, because I am not going to be sick for NAMM. I don't want to be sick when I get back from NAMM. I don't want to be sick before I go to NAMM, but I certainly don't want to be sick there. So I'm avoiding it like the plague. So I was worried about that. Long story short, I was worried about getting there and being sick. But I have this little kind of thing, I think, in my head. It's a superstition more than anything, but I think if you keep yourself busy and active, you can will it away. Sandra always laughs at me about that, but I usually can, until I'm just to the point where I'm sniffing a little bit right now, so you can actually hear the cold. But if I can will it away until my body just finally says give up. I told Sandra I'm probably going to be sleeping on the plane. I think I've got about a 5-hour flight, something like that. So I'm going to try to sleep on the plane. I know I'm not. I'm probably going to be making show notes and everything else. I will be landing sometime around 5. I think no, it's probably earlier than that. I think I'm landing sometime around 3:30 p.m. LA time. And I'm not sure what time Mark comes in, because Mark's coming a lot further. He's coming from, instead of coming from his normal spot from Florida, he's coming from New York. So I'm not quite sure when we meet up, but that's actually me, Mark and I's first time physically meeting in person. There's a lot of people that I've been associated with and been friends with for a very, very long time. One of our biggest people that we talk about on the show here a lot, Adam Reaver. Adam and I go back, I would almost say 17 years. 2000. I think we met in 2000, long before he was at Futone, back when he was his Floyd Upgrades and things like that. Adam was probably very early into my band's endorsements with, endorsement relationships, things like that. And we've talked for many, many years. And fast forward to 2017, now we'll be finally physically meeting each other in person. So that'll be a first as well, meeting Mark. I mean, people, they see us as hosts on a show, they think, okay, well, you guys know each other and things like that. And we've never met in person. So that's going to be very, very cool. Meeting up with some of our other friends, like, and here again, if I miss anyone's name, please, forgive me. There's no way I could remember them all, but the ones that we talk to on a regular basis, like we've got, our Mike Himmels, our Pete Thorns, David Friedman, Yoshi and Jeff at Boss. Actually, I have an appointment with them at, it was supposed to be 4:00 on Friday. It's 4:00 on Saturday now. I have an appointment with those guys to see them. So that's going to be very cool. It's the guys at J Rocket Audio. We're going to see them. It's a nonstop list. I know we're missing some other ones. A couple of buddies, I think it was Sinner, wanted me to go see Acacia Guitars. Check out that, check out Kiesel, some of those things. I might pop by and see what's happening over at PV. My old guys, I used to love those guys. So, go over and see what's happening over there. Check out, who was the other one? Neil wanted me to check out Jackson. Obviously, I'm going to be pretty close. We're going to be in the same area, Jackson, Fender, and EVH. So it's going to be a great time. We have a bit of an itinerary, what we want to do, and what we're going to be interviewing. But I'm telling you, and I think this might lead to a question. Someone asked me here. Mr. Music says, Eric, what kind of Nikon camera do you have? The main body that I'm bringing is Nikon D7200. And it's the glass that I'm using with this that will be superior. What's going to be, the camera's okay. It's actually it's a good camera, but the glass I'm using is a Sigma Art Series 18 to 35. I've got several of the Sigma lenses, 18 to 35, a 50 millimeter that's on another Nikon body off to my right, and I've also got their 70 to 200. But whenever you see me doing the professional videos, that's what I'm using is a Sigma 18 to 35, and it's beautiful for video. It's wide enough at 18 millimeter that I could be at the EVH booth and capture the entire width. And when we do some group shots, with and more of our friends, like I was talking about, Sean Silas's, Charlie Stinchcombs, Gerd, all those guys, Adam, John Storms, all those guys like that. I'm sure we'll run into Johnny Bean and other friends as well too. Well, I want to get us a group shot, and it'll be hard to orchestrate, but I do want to do that, and we will do it. It'll take some, coordinating, but I'll be able to get a group shot of all of us, and I should be able to put, 30 to 40 of us in a shot and still not have anyone cut off at the sides. So that's going to be very, very cool. The audio too, obviously, just not only we're going to be recording stellar video, as you know, on this show, we take the audio and the video portion very seriously. It's like watching a movie. Okay, here's a good example. You go watch a great movie. We'll say maybe Star Wars or something like that, right? You love the movie, but if that soundtrack was to either suck as far as orchestration or two, the sound quality sounded like it was recorded on a 4-track recorder, it's going to ruin the movie. The movie's going to suck. Now, let's flip that the other way around. Let's take that audio and let's say that was the best audio you've ever heard. Lucas Studios, Lucas, whatever they're called. Skywalker Ranch, Skywalker Sound, whatever. So let's say it was that quality audio, but the video was shot like on a flip phone. Now it's going to suck again. So you got to work on these things, and I'm not saying we do it perfect by any means, but we found a comfortable balance with our audio and our video, and so I'm bringing a Tascam recorder. I wish I could have had you saw some of the pictures. I think I've showed you some of it. It's in my bag right now, but it is look it up. It's pretty cool. It's a Tascam DR60D Mark II. It's a nice little unit about that big. It's not necessarily made just for DSLRs, for cameras. But it's used for the guys like me that use DSLRs for video. Because what's nice about using this as opposed to a typical camcorder or even a GoPro is interchangeable lenses. And that's why a lot of independent filmmakers now are using DSLRs, because they can change the lenses and use beautiful, beautiful, very expensive glass. Like the one lens I have is worth 1.5 times what the camera's worth. So it's going to be pristine. So that Tascam unit that I'm talking about has 4 inputs. So I could technically have a mic on my guest, whoever, let's say it's, so-and-so at EVH. I put it up to them. They can be speaking. I can have like a guitar virtuoso like Charlie or someone over on a Wolfgang on a 5153, and I can put another mic on his cabinet, and you're not going to have any cell phone videos and things like that. It's going to be pristine. I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be bringing all the gear that I plan on bringing if I didn't plan on bringing or delivering the best product. It's going to be a heck of a lot of work. Mark and I have a lot of invites to some after parties, and it's the point where we can't actually attend them all. And that's not a boast. That's the fact that we can't be at 6 places at the same time. So I don't even know what I'm going to physically be able to partake in. I may be back at the hotel editing video while he's out, and he can be the eyes and ears for me. I don't know. I'll try to take in one extracurricular, but there's going to be a lot of a lot of video editing, and I've made some steps already to try and make that a little easier for myself. I've made some lower third templates and things for myself. And a lot of thumbnails. That's one of the things you'll notice in our videos. We put a lot of work into our thumbnails too. We want everything to stand out, and you know what? You guys deserve it. Yeah, there's competition out there. With our good friends with the Tone King. Friendly competition. We've got our friend Johnny Bean out there doing his thing as well, doing it very, very well. We want to, we're begging for your attention if it's a half an hour or an hour and a half. So when you're watching our stuff, we want it to be good. So that's the only reason why we go to these extreme lengths to bring it home. I'm going to go back and just recap again, see if I've missed anyone. And I'm not sure if this is the best way to answer chat questions, but it's the way I do it. Mark's not here, and Mark always does a really good job on that. But Guitar Wannabe EVH says, tell Edward I said hello. I don't believe Edward's going to be there this year, like he hasn't been for the past couple of years, just for the sole fact that he draws such an insane crowd. It's like worse than the President of the United States, really. So I don't think he's going to be there, but, we'll wait and see. Michael Smith says, you need a third partner to help, Eric. Yes, you know what? Down the road, I would love to find a producer for this show. It pays nothing, but I would like to find a producer to kind of take off some of the technical. I do a lot of the technical things on the show and be a host, and Mark is a host as well. And Mark's doing some technical things too, manning the chat, and he's a lot of times, responding to people on Facebook or texting. It's a lot of maintenance. So if we could find a producer in the near future to take that portion on, that'd be great. I know I have Sandra Lee here that does a lot of assistance with me as well too. Huge, more than she gets credit for, and thank you, Sandra Lee, for that. But I think I could see over this course of this year we could have a bit more of a team membership with a few more people possibly coming in and participating and helping. And we'll keep you up to date on that. Maybe we'll reach out to some of you people. But you have been a team, a lot of you, with the feedback you've given us back in the day when we were beta testing some things. You would jump in on some private broadcasts and comment and let me know if technology was working. So really, you guys have made this show what it is today. We're just the guys that hit play and record and speak. So I'm going to go back. I missed a couple of people. So Real Camp is saying, hi, Mark, great show. What gear are you looking forward to? So I'm not Mark, so you might not know me very well. I'm Eric. Mark is the guy without the mustache. Depends on how long he goes without shaving. If it's a home week, he might go a couple of days and he's grown a mustache. I'm the guy with the mustache. I'm Eric. What gear am I looking forward to? Strange enough, like obviously I know what's coming pretty much from EVH gear, and I won't allude to it now and there's rumors out there, and you guys probably know all the rumors anyways, but I don't want to be that guy that says the gear on the air because I don't want to do anything to jeopardize my relationship with EVH, and so I won't even go there. And I've told some friends that, and says, I'm sorry guys, you'll know it probably before I do anyways, because it gets to the public before it gets to me. And no problem. That's all good, Roadcamp. He says he meant Eric. It's all good. Looking forward to obviously everything from EVH. We're going to be spending 90% of our time at the EVH booth, which is a small booth. But we have a lot of other things to do as well, too. I'm looking forward to, and here again, without giving away a secret, there is something coming from J-Rocket Audio Designs, our friends that were on the show with us, Chris Van Tassel, and when he was on the show with Steve Stevens. They were working on something. If you saw that episode, you can go back and or if you haven't, go check it out. And we allude to it. We gave actually the world exclusive on that pedal. There's a special pedal, so I'll have you go watch that video to learn more about that one. But there's a special pedal that's going to be unveiled most likely at NAMM. And they've got a pedal for Mark and I there, which is going to be really, really cool as well. So we're looking to pick that one up. So I'm looking forward to that. I have a meeting, like I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, with Boss. That's going to be quite fun. I'm looking forward to the outcome of that, and I won't give any hints to what that is because I don't even know 100% what it is, but it's going to be great. I have to say that Mr. Yoshi Ikigami and Jeff Slingluff from Boss have been tremendous gentlemen to us on the show, correspond with us, frequently, infrequently sometimes, but when they do, it's very, they're busy. They're genuine people. So good stuff like that. that. What else am I looking forward to? I want to look at some recording stuff. I want to look at like from various people. I want to look at some acoustic guitars. I still have a relationship with PRS guitars. I want to pop by and see some of those guys. Sadly, I wish I could have attended NAMM many years ago before my artist rep Grover tragically passed away. If I would have been able to get to a NAMM, I would have been able to meet him and in person, which would have been very, very nice. So yeah, what I'm looking to it all. I mean, it's honestly, it's Comic-Con for musicians. There's nothing I'm probably not going to look forward to. And I have a text coming in, and we have. Yes. All right. There we go. Mike. She said Mike Cicello's in the chat. So Mike, yes. So Mike, real quickly, Mike Cicello from MS Custom Guitar Works. Mike, we showed the box. I was mentioning how professional it was packed, everything. I mean, how well it's built. So Mike, in a paragraph or two, just once again, mention to everyone in the chat what it is that you built me and how it's going to work on my new pedal board once I upgrade. And actually, I hope to be working with a new pedal board company in the very near future, and that's going to be for another episode coming up down the road, probably after NAMM. So maybe that will time out well. We'll put everything on the new board. Again, I'm going to circle back again. I like using that circle back term. I got that from Mike Himmel. That's a copyright Mike Himmel. Scott Tucker says, I have NAMM fever, so I wish I could go. JD Gonzalez and everybody. Mystery Music, I'd have to go by the Music Man. Oh, yes, Music Man booths, for sure. No, for sure will. JD Gonzalez, Eric Venezuela, salute to you. Thank you very, very much. Nice, Venezuela. Rick Smith, I can't wait to see what you show us. Thank you. And Mike Cicello, like I just addressed. JD Gonzalez says, here again, NAMM fever is coming. It sure is. The Tactical 6-string is giving you the horns up. Let me see. So what Guitar Wannabe says, I'll send my resume. Okay, no problem. Hey, you do some good video production stuff. No reason why we couldn't use you for something maybe. I'll definitely put that on the top of my pile. Of one resume so far. I already have one. Let me see here. Jared Frost. Hey, buddy. It's always good to see your name. Jared's one of our regulars, been a panel guest many times. It's always nice to see him in the chat. And he just got a new PV Wolfgang special flat top, just like my Amber one, but with a Floyd Rose. Very, very cool. I hope you like that one, buddy. I know you do. Silly question. So Michael Smith, you need a third partner to help, as I mentioned. And I got back to where Guitar Wannabe saying, say hi to Edward. Shred Rex guitar says Pixel EVH 5150 guitar finally leaked. Thank goodness. Okay. So there you go. I'm not confirming nor denying that. What else have we got? Let me see here. Guitar Wannabe says, tell everybody I said hello. Does that Nikon have a built-in mic connection? Yes. The Nikon camera does have a microphone input and a headphone jack, which is cool. Whereas my other one just has I think a headphone jack and not mic. So what I'm doing for that audio, as I mentioned, using that Tascam recorder that will sit down beneath the unit, it has an XLR input. So I'm recording to that unit, which goes to an SD card. I do run out with a 3mm stereo cable, and then I run it to the mic jack, and I put the mic level on auto, or actually no, I have it on a balanced signal, and I only use that just for reference and syncing, because what I'll do is I'll take the memory card out of this camera. That's going to be my video and audio, and then I have the memory card from the recorder. I put that in, that has audio, and usually I'll do like a hand clap or something like that. It'll give a spike in the signal, and I can literally see the waveforms or where the spike is. I'll nudge up those two audio pieces, and then I'll delete the audio from here, because there is going to be a little bit of degradation going out balanced to unbalanced, whatever, coming in here, high impedance to low impedance, if that makes sense to most people. So I'll kill this audio. This is just used for, I guess you'd call it like a scratch track when you're multi-recording. So that's the answer to your question there. I'm also running a 7-inch LED monitor that's off to the side too, which really greatly assists me in focusing, I should say. That's another thing too with using DSLR cameras as opposed to camcorders is autofocus or manual focus. You never want to use autofocus when shooting video with a DSLR. So my lenses will be converted to manual. I pull focus, get the shot. I think what you're probably going to see in a lot of cases, I'm going to be teaching Mark how to do the focus on the camera, which is no rocket science, but it's a technique in getting focus dead on, because there's nothing worse than getting a great segment, watching it back, and it's out of focus. I mean, it's all your work has been thrown away. It's crap. So I'm going to teach Mark how to do that. I'll be in some shots with some guests. In other booth, I'll be the guy running focus, running the camera. Mark will be on camera with the guest. If we get focus pulled in some good spots and we have the area, it'll be Mark and I both on either side of the guest. So it's going to be pretty cool. Very, very cool. Let me see. Mystery Music says great sound is must for good video production. Yes. And he also says, I'm about to buy a camera. I've been watching tons of YouTube reviews. I think I'm more confused now than before I started looking. Lots of options. Mystery Music, you know what? I've been saying this for a very, very long time. I'm going to be doing a show sometime in the near future. This year, maybe we'll try to work it out the first quarter of the year, strictly on the technical audio video sections of YouTube and being a photographer and being a videographer. And I'm not an expert by any means, but I followed a lot of really big name people. Like your Frono's Photos and your Scott Kelby's of the world, and people like that. Roberto Blake is another friend of mine on Facebook, and he's a huge YouTuber, but he's also a photographer and a multimedia guy. And I've learned tremendous from those guys. Curtis Judd is another fellow. So if you guys are into audio video stuff, cameras and stuff like that, look up some of those names I've just mentioned. You'll learn a ton from them. I've bought a lot of their video products and tutorials and stuff like that. I swear by their reviews. When these guys say, this is what you want, like that task game unit I talked about was a recommendation by Curtis Judd. Spoke to him many times. And so now I can see how you guys appreciate when we give a review. If we say something that we recommend to get this, we're not saying it because we just like to speak. We're saying it because we use it and we love it. If there's something we don't like about it, we're going to let you know that too. There's nothing out there that's on the market that is 100% flawless. Perfect example is my Camaro. I love my Camaro, love it to death, but I've got little glitches, little things that the stereo doesn't come on every once in a while. It's a brand new car practically, and the stereo doesn't come on, or there's a little whine in a motor or something like that. You're never going to have a product anywhere across the board that is 100% flawless. I'm not going to mention any brands in particular, but that's just the nature of manufacturing these days, right? Have I missed anything else? Let me see. Chlorine Baconskin says, I'll watch when I can. I'll be on vacation starting tomorrow for the next 3 weeks. No problem. You know what? When you're on vacation, this stuff will always be here. There's always going to be rebroadcast, so I'll always catch it back, and I know you always do. Okay, and Mike did respond in the chat. Thank you, Sandra Lee, for the update. See, that's why I need producers, and I have a bit of a producer here. I'm very thankful. Mike says, and I'll read this for people that won't see this in the chat later, the box that I showed, which is right here, and I'll just do a little panoramic again. Okay. Mike says, it's a custom-built pedal board interface to simplify connectivity to your rig as well as extend the life of your pedals and reduce your setup and teardown time to literally under a minute. And then he goes on to further say, we focus primarily on point-to-point hand wiring and bulletproof construction. Everything I produce also comes with a lifetime warranty. I'm a one-man shop, so I'm able to offer boutique quality cheap. Fantastic. Very well said. You couldn't have asked for better. So that's going to be on my board very, very soon. And I don't even know if Mike knows my whole... yeah, he does know. I'm sure he does, because he asked me a lot of preliminary questions, qualifying questions when he was talking to me about building this. He knows about my pedal snake. And the pedal snake is something you got to check out as well, too. Pedalsnake.com. It's something I've been representing for a lot of years. And that pedal snake is as important to me as my guitar. I've made a joke a few times about my top 5 pieces of gear, and I'm going to do that, my top 5 rundown one of these times, and I'll make it fun and exciting, but I'll just tell you right now. Number 1 is my guitar. Number 2 is my pedal snake. Number 3, believe it or not, and maybe not necessarily in order, but the Dava picks I use. Dava picks, I swear by these things. When I play a normal guitar pick, it feels foreign. A Dava pick, been with those guys forever. My 5153 lunchbox. And lastly, and this is the change, my Boss DD3s. I had 2 of those, one set for long, one set for short. Those have been replaced. Those have been replaced by the Boss DD500 digital delay. And I have it on the board right now. I've done 2 or 3 videos over the past few days, and some of them were doing some samples. Where I was looping, and I'm going to perform tonight briefly. I've taken up a lot of time talking already. I'm going to grab the Wolfgang here in a moment, and I'm going to show you the really cool feature with this delay. I mean, you've got everything in this thing from the SD3000s, SDE3000s. You've got all the Boss DD3 type sounds. You've got the Strymons. You've got slapback stuff. You've got analog. You've got tape echo. So I mean, this really totally 100% kills my 2 DD3s. They're coming off the board. They're taking up valuable real estate. I'm not going to get rid of them because I love them, and one of them is one of the Japanese versions, so I'm definitely hanging on to them. I've gotten rid of too much gear over the years, and if it doesn't serve a purpose, like I couldn't sell them for a lot of money, because they're beat up. And so if someone's going to want a big deal on them, a good savings, why bother doing that when I can just keep them, right? And maybe I'm going to go do a small gig with somebody and I just want to have a delay. I'll probably just bring one of those DD3s. Let me go back and say, okay, so Jared says, and I apologize if I miss any comments. I'm not the best at reading the comments, but I love reading them, and I love you guys being here. So 28 people watching, 14 thumbs up. Half you people have thumbed up. Amazing. Thank you. It's goosebumps, man, really, when stuff like that happens. So Jared says, thanks for the recognition and shout out, buddy. Always, buddy. It's the least I can do for you. I'll be watching your updates and posts from NAMM. Wish I could be there. I'm so busy at work. Hopefully in February I'll get some time off. And that's the thing. There are a lot of people that can't make it. And you know what? It's, Jared's working. That's a good thing. Not everyone in the country, our countries, are working. So having a job is a very good thing. So sometimes we have to be thankful for the things we have that we don't have, like maybe not being able to attend NAMM. But that is one of the goals that Mark and I have, is to be your eyes and ears for people that can't be there. We're sharing this with you. We're not doing it for us. We're kind of the conduit, but we're doing it for you guys. And there's a lot of people that can't be there, and now you can. All right. So we're going to try to give you some personal, in-person exclusives and things like that. Mr. Music says, I've seen a lot of use with the Rode video mic to the camera's mic input. It does really good. They say, yes, for sure it does. For someone that's like, if I had the camera right here aimed at me, and the videographer's behind the camera and I'm speaking to that Rode, it's very, very good. I think, I'm not 100% positive, but I think Mully, I'm not sure if you all know Mully, our friend Mully, I think he uses a Rode video mic. I think. Not positive on that. And I almost bought one. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just for my purpose. What I usually do, I'm not usually interviewing subjects that way. I do a lot of commercials with my business. I do a lot of 30-second commercials for businesses. And if I'm doing an interview type thing, I'll put the lapel on my shirt that you sometimes see me wear in the car videos. And that's actually just a very affordable Audio-Technica 3035i or something like that. They're like $30-$40 at Amazon, and they're phenomenal for that purpose. And then I'll do some editing in Adobe Audition and post to clean up the audio. I use the Audio-Technica 2020 here for the broadcast, and then I've got a Blue Yeti as well, which is tucked away, which I'm bringing for Mark and I for our live webcast when we're in the hotel and things like that. And between those two, the Blue Yeti and this microphone here, I'm probably boring a lot of people, so I'll try not to stay heavy on the technical here. The Audio-Technica 2020 and the Blue Yeti are pretty much what every podcaster out there are using. There's like the Rode podcasters and all those kind of things too, but those are the two that almost everyone's using. I use the Yeti for the longest time. Mark has got the Yeti. When we do our shows, you'll see him use the Yeti. His voice sounds good on that microphone. It's gonna be good for him and I too at NAMM, because there's two cartridges in it, so we can actually both be talking to either side of the microphone, whereas this one is strictly on this side. I use the non-USB version of this one because I'm using a mixer off to my side, which you can't see here, which allows me to mic my cabinet back there as well too, so I can do a blend of cabinet mic back there, this vocal mic here, and technically if I had a couple other guests over here at the studio, I could technically get them their own individual mics too, which you may see this year too. A lot of questions, amazing. 33 people watching. I can't believe it when it's just a Tuesday night, so thank you. I'm going to try and go back again and see if I miss anything else. This is from Rocamp, have you ever tried to put your pedals and amp through a loop like a Voodoo Lab Ground Control Pro? No, I haven't. Now, if you're talking about for noise reduction and things like that, that's something that is a very, very good thing here. And the reason why I'm saying that, we have a really good episode coming up in the near future. I just have to schedule it. My very good friend Jody Page from Pedal Snake, he's written some tutorials on there, and I haven't even read it yet. But go to pedalsnake.com, and there's a tutorial in there. I'm going to look it up right now so I can tell you about this. But it's talking about cleaning up your signal. Give me 1 second. So you want to go to pedalsnake.com. Okay. And I was just talking to Jody about this. So where is it? Blog, Guitar Noise Manual. So look up the Guitar Noise Manual. Matter of fact, why don't I do it proper? And I'll post the link so you people don't even have to search for it. Okay. All right. Here comes the link. Okay. Pedalsnake.com. If you go see these guys, tell him I sent you, and he'll be very appreciative. Even if you're not buying from him at the time, just tell him that I sent you, and you learn some things about getting rid of your noise in your rig. So we're going to be having him come back on to talk about this method that he's written, plus what some of his products can do to really clean up your sound. I'm using it right now. Actually, I don't have my cabinet mic turned on right now. It's quiet back there right now. But it's with this Pedal Snake, it's very, very quiet, very, very quiet. You get your your power lines away from, like, you don't have any wall warts at your pedal board. That's one thing I don't like, is to have power supplies literally on my board. I like to have the power supply, which it is, back behind my 5150 head, and all that power is running through my pedal snake. I have 18 volt lines, and I also have the 9 volt lines. So let me see. I'm going to go back to a couple other questions here. Michael Smith, like I said earlier, we'll all be living vicariously through you guys at NAMM. So cool. Rocant, so you talked about that. That's awesome, from Mr. Music. Michael Smith says, I'm psyched to see everything that you guys are going to produce throughout NAMM. Can't wait. And Jared Frost says, yes, he's got to support his Wolfgang habit. That's right. So keep on working. And you have a good gig too. So I know what you do for a living. So keep on doing it. Quentin James says, have fun at NAMM. It's exhausting. It's exhausting not even getting there. And Quentin James also says, not one thumbs down. I almost feel bad saying that, because I think now we're going to get one. But you know what? A thumbs down is also a view. But 29 people watching, 20 thumbs up. I'm ecstatic. Thank you. Thank you for sending us off on a nice trip to NAMM with some good positive vibes. Let me see. So Mike, Mystery Music says, can't wait to see the show on cameras. I'm going to really try and reach out to a couple of people like I talked about earlier. So these big guys that I follow, they're like the Eddie Van Halens of cameras. I'm going to try to get a couple of them on the show, because that would be great. I'd be like awestruck seeing these guys on the show, and you guys that are into cameras and videography and things like that will learn a lot from those guys. I'll just be sitting back. I'll be taking notes, because I'm going to be trying to learn as much as I can from them too. Right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab a Wolfgang, and I'm going to very carefully grab the Wolfgang, because one of the last shows I had the camera rig over here and I was kind of congested with space. I turned around, hit the camera, and it fell. And fortunately, I was on my little Be Right Back screen. You couldn't see it happen, but it took a fall, and it could have totally jeopardized the entire NAMM footage, because if it would have fallen anymore, it hit the desk and stopped, it would have destroyed, and it would have been thousands of dollars of damage. So I got to be careful and do that to a Wolfgang. So I have a Wolfgang here. All right, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be demonstrating, just for fun, I'm going to be demonstrating the Boss DD3, see what I'm thinking? Boss DD500 digital delay, and I'm going to do some loops with it. So I did on the show yesterday. Well, it wasn't a show, it was just a video I uploaded. You'll see me doing some loops. So let's turn on the microphone here back at the cabinet, and then I'm going to let you guys go shortly after this, because I have taken a lot of your time on a Tuesday evening, and a lot of people have work early in the morning. So let me turn off the tuner, which will engage. Okay, so I'm on clean mode right there, and I've got a 350 millisecond delay on there right now. Now, that might be a little loud. I'm going to bring that back. If it sounds like it's clipping, you guys that are really into sound quality, let me know if I'm clipping on that. This is actually the exact same riff I did yesterday, so I'm going to play it for you again. So what I'm going to do is I'm using the Boss RV5 reverb, the Boss DD500 digital delay. I've got my BBE Sonic Stomp pedal on. I'm going to turn on the MXR chorus, the analog chorus. So that's without it. Here's with it on. Okay, so I'm going to do something neat, and this is exactly like I did yesterday. So I'm going to engage the loop function on the DD500 pedal. There's 3 buttons, and I was looking at it for the life of me, couldn't figure it out. I watched some videos online. I didn't really find anyone there would show me how to do it. So I thought, well, I was frustrated trying to figure this out. Once I discovered it, which was kindergarten simple, I shot a quick video to kind of tell people how to do it. So you hold the very first button down for 2 seconds, which you can't see, but you just have to trust me on this. It'll turn to red. So I'm going to do that right now. Press and hold it. Okay, so now it's blinking. It's ready for me to record. So what I normally like to do, I'm going to just try to situate my pedal board here, is I try to play the phrase once, so then I can kind of, it's almost like punching in and recording. Can everyone hear this okay? I'm going to just scroll down, make sure everyone's saying, better now? Okay, yeah, okay, good. Did I see David Allen right? David, yeah, you guys see the Instagram video that shows EVH guitars today? No, I did not see that. I'll have to look that up for sure. So now that it sounds like the sound is okay, I'm going to do a practice phrase, and I'm going to record as I come through. So let's see what we got, all right? Here we go. so there's a little bit of a loop in there, a little bit of a glitch, but I'm going to try to do a bit of a lead over top of it now. So what'd you think of that? That's pretty cool, huh? Very, very cool. I was doing one earlier tonight. And let's see if I can do this one here. Let's try to get it. Let's clear that. So I hit the stop button and hold for 2 seconds. That will clear it. And let me just see if I can remember this riff I was doing. Okay, we'll try that. Let's see if I can get it. It's hard the way I've got my pedal board sitting right now. It's a little, my feet are in an awkward position. It's much easier to stand up and do this. Okay, so let's give it a try again, all right? I'm going to engage the loop mode, press and hold it for 2 seconds. It's ready to go. And I'm going to try that again. I'm going to actually physically try to do a practice passage. Oh, I didn't hit record. Darn it. Try it again. So there you go. That's getting probably a little crazy, but it's a lot of fun. The Boss DD500 digital delay. Love the pedal. So that's all I'm going to do for jamming tonight. Just want to have some fun and show you guys what you can do with that. Take a look at the last few videos I did on the show, a couple with Mark, a couple by myself. We unboxed the pedal. We did a few demos and things like that as well too. This is amazing. This is probably one of our new records. 27 people watching. That's not a record for watching, but it's 23 people thumbs up. Thank you for whatever I did tonight to please you. That I really, really appreciate that. So here again, we're going to wrap up here in a second. Heading to NAMM, I'm flying out of Toronto on Thursday morning. I was looking forward to flying a little closer in London, Ontario. But I'm going to get to, even though I got a little bit of longer drive to get to Toronto, it's going to be a much shorter flight for me, if that makes any sense. Because I was going to fly from London to the west coast of Canada, out to Calgary, whatever, and then down the coast. So I'm just going direct now of Toronto, I guess maybe on an angle, whatever. I don't know. I'm just going to get there. So we'll be there Thursday evening. I imagine probably Mark and I are going to do a show Thursday night, probably from the hotel room or who knows what. Maybe out and about. Maybe it could be a Facebook Live or something. But we'll let you know. We'll post on the Facebook page. We've been encouraging people to follow us everywhere. Twitter, on Instagram, Facebook, obviously, and then, of course, where you're watching right now on YouTube, because we're going to try to we're going to sprinkle things on different platforms, so you're not just seeing the same thing on every platform. There'd be no reason to follow us on every platform if we did the same thing on each platform, so we'll try to mix it up a little bit. Chlorine Bacon Skin says, we'd be performing at NAMM. I'm not going to be, I am there as an EVH artist, but I don't think I'm performing there in any of the booths per se. I'll be probably doing some demos on some of the gear. I did that for them when we had MIAC here in Canada. I was a guest there as well and performing at the booth. But I don't really have anything set in stone yet. That could totally change when I'm there. So thank you for the question, though. Let me see. Last few questions. Yeah, David Allen Wright says YYZ, obviously the Rush, right? That's the Toronto airport. YYZ to LAX, exactly. So Mike Cassell's taking off later, bro. Thanks for the plug. Don't forget to link me. I will for sure. And now that I've got this, you're going to be seeing me working a lot closer with Mike's company, MS Custom Guitar Works, as well. We'll put that right on our website at evhgeardiscussion.com as well, too. Let me see. So Jamie Trevino says, I had 2 badges for NAMM, but I can't sacrifice PTO because I have shows. Be sure to go to the Lizard Spit booth and get their string lube. Tell Chris that Jamie sent you. Okay, will do. Jaden James says, see you there, Eric. Fantastic. We're looking forward to meeting you, Jaden. We've spoke through the internet here many times, but never met. Very cool. Michael Smith says, have a great time there, Eric, and safe travels. And I'll be sure to tell Mark too tonight. If I get a chance to text him tonight. He was busy earlier, but I will let him know the love we've got tonight is very, very nice. Like, I know he's here with us in spirit right now, and him and I are just like giddy right now. We're totally giddy. Let me see here. Let me see. Smoking Playing Eric from Michael Smith. Thank you. I appreciate that. I got to get back to some more of these performance videos. I don't do as much anymore. And why, I don't know. It's just because I've been having so much fun with the talk show portion of it. But I play. I play guitar. You've seen me play guitar. And I've learned from some of the best, and I'm inspired by a lot of the best, like your, Craig Rendell's and your Charlie Stinchcomb, Liquid Charlie, and Sean Silas's and all these guys, Mike Himmel. These guys are just monsters. Guitar Wannabe Craig and Guitar Wannabe EVH here in the chat. Amazing guitar player too. All you guys are an inspiration to me. So I'm going to try to do more of the performance videos because they were one of the first little things that little ingredients that made the show what it is. Not the only ingredient, but was one of many things to make the show. So I'm going to try to do more of that as well too, and I think some of you will appreciate that. And thank you for the kind words. You'd be surprised how nervous I am when I play. And when I've worked in music retail for a lot of years, and I would only play. You guys know the cartoon Michigan J Frog, on Warner Brothers. They open up the toolkit and the frog comes out, he starts singing. And when there's anyone around, he just ribbits. Right, that's me. As soon as anyone leaves the store, I'll play and I'll play and I'll play and I'll play. As the customer walks in the store, I'm like, "Here's a guitar for you, sir," and I won't play. And it's really weird. So there's some of these people out there that might think, "Oh, Eric, you got an ego that a hat won't fit you." You'd be surprised how opposite that is. I'm very shy. I put myself down more than I accept, praise, whatever. So I do want to get back to doing that. Long story short, I'm going to get back to doing some more performance videos. And if you guys like them, let me know. And if you don't, let me know what I'm not doing right. I've had some good feedback from people saying, "Oh, you're using too much delay in your sound." Like back in the day, I was using way too much. Back some delay off. Good constructive criticism that helped my playing, and I'm thankful for it. I'm not like, "Hey, I'm the guitar player, I'm not going to listen to that." No, you help me. You help our show by giving us feedback like that as well too. You're very welcome, Guitar Wannabe. Very, very good. And actually, I want to get him on the show soon. He got the new Echoplex pedal, and Mark wants to get that one right away too. So I'd like to have a session just on that, and I'd like to have you on because you're really good with that pedal, and you and Mark can chat back and forth and talk about your love of the pedal and things like that. So that'd be a cool one to look at because everyone would appreciate that pedal and a discussion on that, especially with emulating the EVH sound. Just go back a last time around here for sure, and I just want to acknowledge everyone that I can, and we're going to let you go. So Guitar Wannabe is saying thanks, he appreciates that. Mark II, of course, for sure. Yep, Mark, can't wait to meet him in person in 2 days. It's going to be phenomenal. Less than 2 days from exactly now. Actually, we'll probably be having a beer by this time in 2 days. Austin Steele says, have fun. Can't wait to see the new stuff. Guitar Wannabe saying hi to David Allen Wright. So I think we've just about got everybody. I hope I haven't missed anyone. If I have, I always leave the chat open for a little bit after the show, just so I can go back and say, I'll make notes sometimes. Oh, I forgot to say something to so-and-so. And Sandra Lee is very good at reminding me of that as well, too. Excuse me. She monitors the chat. If you see me, I'm burping. I had hamburgers a little while ago, and I've got some aftertaste of hamburgers. It's good hamburger, though. Oh, it was really good. So I think I've got it all. I've got it all for sure. Thank you, everyone. Happy Tuesday. NAMM's coming up. We'll be there. We'll be there Thursday night, Friday, and Saturday, all day on the floor. We've got some great stuff planned. I'm going to turn it over to my little outro credits, and we'll have our little man there do what he does best, tell us what he is, who he is, and what he's playing. And thank you so much, everyone. Your support for this show, making it what it is today, is absolutely incredible. I'm humbled. I'm honored. You're all my friends. I appreciate it so much. Thumbs up. That's great. 29 thumbs up and 27 people watching. You made my night. I'm going to NAMM in a very happy mood because of you guys. And I promise to reward you all with something nice from the show as far as video and audio and some really cool exclusives just for you guys. You earned it. Thank you so much. Talk to you very, very soon. And what's your name and what are you playing?
My name is Eric and I'm playing left-hand guitar.
Video production services provided by Design 39 Media. Visit design39media.com for all your website, photography, and video production needs.